Compton, California, a city where dreams and danger collide on every corner. For decades, it's been a breeding ground for culture, creativity, and crime. But behind the headlines and stereotypes are real stories of struggle and survival. Well, today's story is about Demario Wiggins, a Centennial High School football player, and his best friend, Tajay Sims, who walks a much darker path as an active gangbanger. While they both have hopes that Demario's success will one day pull them out their harsh realities, decisions made out of desperation could potentially turn their dreams into a nightmare.
Whole life been problematic. Niggas talking about he killed shit till we caught his ass, left him dead in traffic. Damn, that's tragic. Now pour your liquor, your dead homies, yeah, I piss on them niggas. All of my Glocks, they came with extensions. Walk in the tank and I'm feeling the tension. Oh man, yeah, I shoot at your granny house knowing that I am dead wrong. Opposition went against the tribe, man. That nigga caught him a headstone. That's that shit we be on. 223 point blank, get shit on. PFG, that's gang, my nigga. Real life movie, we really get with you feel me, my nigga? Good life, now fuck it, this hood life. All of my life I've been fighting. Right hook stinging like lightning. Dropping these bodies, we ducking indictments. Talking to feds and we doing them trifling. Dead odds, yeah, that's keeping me smiling. Hop inside of my 6'4" Impala. Under the seat, I'm keeping the chopper. Good life, now fuck it, this hood life. Good life, now fuck it, this hood life. We really about it, y'all really gon' see. We reppin' the tribe, that's PFG. All of my niggas, we come from the streets. Living the diet, and that's what it be. Hood life, yeah. Hood life.
Demario was the younger of two brothers, born to Tawanda Hamilton, a fierce but loving single mother who worked long hours to keep food on the table and a roof over their heads. His older brother Isaiah was Demario's first hero, a talented basketball player with dreams of one day making it to the league and playing pro. Isaiah was the rock to their small family, always looking out for Demario and of course helping their mother in any way he could. Well, everything changed when Demario was just 14. Isaiah would be unfortunately killed in a house fire. As I'm sure you can imagine, his death sent shockwaves through their family, and Tawanda, who had always been a pillar of strength, began to crumble under the weight of her grief. Not only that, but shortly thereafter, she was diagnosed with a rare kidney disease. Despite the chaos at home, Demario found peace on the football field. From the moment he first put on his helmet, it was clear that he had a gift. His speed, strength, and agility made him a standout. Football became his sanctuary, a place where he could channel his pain and anger and also escape from the grief of his brother's absence and his mother's illness. Now, Tajay's story would be somewhat similar to Demario's in the sense that they both experienced traumatic loss early in life. As a matter of fact, Tajay's first few moments on Earth were filled with trauma, as his mother Lisa unfortunately passed away while giving birth, leaving him to be raised alone by his father, Marcus, who transformed his life from a violent past as a gang member to a respected community activist in the city of Compton. Marcus worked extremely hard to create programs and provide help for at-risk teens and really anybody in need. Now, even though he had his flaws, to Tajay, his father was a hero and a living testament of redemption. But the past always has a funny way of catching up to you. The Compton Vagos, a large street gang rumored to have ties to the Mexican Mafia, and the 12th Street Paru had been at war for years, with each side suffering multiple casualties. Well, Marcus, being a reputable leader from 12th Street, set up peace talks with the Vagos, and both sides agreed to a ceasefire, officially putting an end to a 16-year-old war. Now, to the community, this ceasefire was a victory for both sides, but to the Compton Sheriff's Department and the powers that be, Black and brown peace was bad for their business, and unfortunately for Marcus, he was one of the main organizers in the peace treaty, so he became target number one. When Tajay was only 11, his father Marcus was arrested for a murder that he was supposedly involved in years ago. Till this day, Marcus still claims his innocence, and members from 12th Street feel he was framed, but nonetheless, Tajay's world would be shattered. His stable life was ripped away as Marcus was sentenced to 35 years in prison, which at his age is all but a death sentence. As a result of that, Tajay was placed into the foster care system for a short time, but then eventually released to the care of his grandmother. Alright, so look, we gonna fast forward to Demario's sophomore year at Centennial High School, or what's often referred to as Blood Central. See, growing up in Compton and not being gang related, I mean, it's definitely possible, but going to a blood school while living in a Crip neighborhood, yeah, that makes things a little bit complicated. See, after Isaiah's death, Tawanda packed up what was left of their home and moved her and Demario to this nice 2-bedroom house. Well, their house is located in the area in Compton known as the Back Blocks, which is occupied by several different Compton Crip gangs. To DeMario, that didn't matter though, because he was a student athlete and not gang related, but he would have to walk through the back blocks to get to school, and it wouldn't take long for them to notice that he was walking through their projects every day, going to Centennial, a blood school. Now, by this time, Tajay was already fully engulfed in gang life. He was an active member from 12th Street and looking to make a name for himself. Well, one day while in traffic, Tajay saw DeMario running for his life. A few members from the back blocks was on his heels. Now, this was none of Tajay's business because DeMario wasn't from the P. So Tajay really could have just kept it pushing, but him deciding to stop and help would change both of their lives forever. DeMario was faced with a tough decision. Either join 12th Street and have some form of protection, or continue to get terrorized by the Compton Crips. Well, after weighing out his options, his decision was made, and the next day, he was in the backyard getting his put on. Now, we all know you're not supposed to try to win in no put on, but I guess DeMario didn't know that, so he was back there fighting for his life. Man, they beat the sleeves off his ass, but surprisingly, he held his own. And at the end of the day, he was officially a member from 12th Street. But there was one problem. He also was a member of the Centennial High School football team, and it wouldn't be long before the two worlds started to collide. There were high expectations for DeMario coming into his sophomore season. He was one of the only freshmen that played on varsity the year before, so of course the coaches were expecting him to have a huge impact. He spent his whole summer in the gym, working on his balance and trying to add on a little bit of size. By the time the season started, he looked like a totally different player than he was his freshman year. In the first 2 games of the season, he was able to make several big plays on special teams, returning kicks and punts. And then when they gave him the ball out the backfield, he had some success there as well. The future was looking very bright for DeMario, but as I mentioned before, his involvement with 12th Street would begin to interfere with his performance on the field. Tajay and DeMario grew super close. Now, I believe they bonded together through trauma, but yeah, they became like best friends. Unfortunately though, DeMario picked up a bad habit while hanging out with Tajay. The two would often skip class to smoke, and if they weren't smoking, they was probably sipping lean, which in my opinion negatively affected DeMario the most when it came time to perform on the field. Jumping ahead to their junior year of high school, all the buzz surrounding DeMario had basically died down. After a piss-poor sophomore season, the coaches at Centennial seemed to have moved on from him and placed their attention elsewhere. Not only that, they even stopped allowing him to suit up and play varsity, and instead they placed him on a JV team. This was a huge blow to DeMario's confidence, and in his mind, he felt like playing JV was pointless. So after only 3 games, he quit the team altogether. Now, it was the total opposite for Tajay. Yeah, the buzz surrounding his name in Compton was at an all-time high. An incident at a skating rink turned deadly, and unfortunately, a beloved member from 12th Street lost his life. Now, this wasn't just any member. Nah, he was a real trophy from the B team. And not only that, he was also one of Tajay's closest friends. And to make matters worse, the Volusia Block Crip took responsibility for the shooting. And with them being located in the back blocks, yeah, that pretty much meant it was wartime for every Crip set over there. 12th Street held the candlelight vigil for their fallen member, and several other Piru hoods came out to pay their respect. Well, shortly after everyone left, the memorial that they set up was destroyed, and members from Volusia Block recorded it and posted it online. Now, of course, Tajay responded with a message of his own, seemingly letting everybody know that he was out for revenge. About a week or so later, one punch from 211 Piru and Tajay found themselves deep in the back blocks looking for anybody from that side with the reputation. Once they found their target, the play was in motion. See, Tajay was supposed to hop out, do his shit, and then one punch would pick him up at the end of the corner. With the Compton Sheriff's substation only a few blocks away, they'd have to be quick, but they didn't know just how prepared the sheriff actually were. Yeah, the sheriff set up several command posts all throughout the back hoods because they knew 12th Street would be seeking retaliation. So just as soon as Tajay started to let off shots, police cruisers were already pulling up to the scene. Rather than try to make it back to the car, Tajay decided to try to escape on foot. For the next hour or so, the sheriff had the entire neighborhood shut down, but they weren't able to find him. Well, that's when they brought out the K9s, and within a matter of minutes, they would find Tajay hiding in the dumpster.